Mansplaining is when a man takes control of a plane and doesn't let any women do it.
A plane.
Yeah, mansplaining. It's
like
not mansplaining.
Oh.
Mansplaining. And he's like, hold on, lady. I'll get you home safe.
Yeah, like a jet engine.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, well, doesn't look like there's any other men that can handle captaining this ship, so I got to mansplain it.
Yeah.
And the man keeps most of the women and children and boys safe.
Yeah, and it's not meant to be a sexist thing. It's just like,
you can see how it could be sexist, though.
Right. It just happens to be the pilot of a good pilot of that specific plane.
So technically, mansplaining isn't always a good thing.
No.
There could be a female pilot like trained
that's better,
to fly.
yeah, and that's why
the guy's trying to mansplain it.
Yeah,
and it's like there's just a conflict between a fully trained pilot and a guy trying to keep everybody safe.
Yeah, and dude, just let her take control of the plane because she's a pilot.
Let Teresa take the wheel.
Jesus, take the wheel. Give me one more. That's what I think about that song.
Okay, one of my life rules.
Even if the pilot farts, let her take control.
One thing I live by life by is even if a pilot is a female and she farts, I don't care. She can still fly the plane.
Yep.
I don't care if she farts. I mean, what's a little bit of gas going to do?
Won't let her drive a Prius, but
I mean,
they don't run on gas. Well, they're a hybrid technically.
Yeah. But. What if her farts were hybrid? Like her farts were had a 6.7 voltage, but they were a little gassy too.
I think the problem would be like, it'd be, what if it was a hybrid, like half methane, half, fossil fuels.
Yeah.
That's not really much of an issue for me because I was raised on a farm. But for some of you city slickers out there, maybe that's not something that you guys are into.
I've heard rappers in rap songs talk about
cows
whenever they take a certain drug.
It
makes their pee stink. Like lean makes everybody's pee smell a certain way.
Yeah.
And like Lil Durk talks about taking Percocets and that making him fart and it smell like perky farts.
Perky farts? Yeah, I've always gotten asparagus piss.
Yeah, I've had that too.
Yeah, it's stinky.
And when I take my vitamins in the morning, my pee is like extremely lime green, but it doesn't stink or anything.
Lime green?
Yeah. Like not yellow, like it's like, yeah. It's like a rave pee. But what I was wondering, I wonder if like heroin addicts and meth addicts have like a certain smell to their farts, or maybe I don't know, like their pee smells like meth or something.
Probably. I mean, let's think. My first thought was like, well, if they take a shit, it probably feels like needles.
Yeah.
But that's less likely.
Yeah.
Maybe we should be a little more serious on the pod.
Well, yeah. I'm glad this pod we've kind of jumped right into.
I'm turning a leaf.
Farts and stuff. We talked about drugs and farts and stuff, and now let's get away from it.
Let's run away.
Hey, what's over there? What's over there? Let's talk about that.
Keep farts
out your fucking mouth.
And also
Keep
urination and pee.
Out your fucking mouth. Keep
heroin
out your fucking mouth.
and your veins.
Dicks.
Out your fucking mouth.
I watched a awesome.
That was a nice one. Okay.
I love Chris Rock when he says that. That was a nice one. Okay.
God damn.
God damn it, Chris Rock.
God damn. New t-shirt idea.
Yeah, there you go. That's cool.
Today's prey. God damn.
God damn today's prey.
Yeah.
I watched a movie on Hulu yesterday that I think that you might like. It was called Fresh. So the movie. No. Not Will Smith.
If you're real, you better tell me right now.
No, I watched the trailer.
Uncle Phil.
I watched the trailer and it didn't make me want to watch it at first because it's basically about a woman who's dating in today's world, and she's like on Tinder and stuff, and she goes on a horrible Tinder dates, and it's funny how they kind of capture how that app world goes.
Mm-hmm.
But she's in a grocery store and she meets somebody in real life, and he ends up being this perfect guy, and he like takes her out, and they hang out for a couple days. They have sex, and she's in love. You can just tell like they
have sex before they're in love.
I think that's what made them fall in love. And it's like this couple, and they're just getting to know each other. It's like they know each other maybe a few weeks, and they're dating and they're in love. And he invites her over to his house for the first time. And
where'd they have sex before? Her house?
Yeah.
I needed that clarified because it could have been like out behind a dumpster somewhere. I don't know what kind of people these are.
No,
I didn't watch the show.
She's a good person.
Clean?
She's a clean person. So is he. He's very clean. But he, after they get back to his house, he drugs her and chains her into this bedroom at his house. She wakes up and she's like, "Oh no, this isn't happening. This isn't happening." And he's like, "Yep, this is happening." She's like, "What did you do?" And he's like, "I drugged you." She's like, "Oh my gosh, are you going to rape me?" And that's where the preview stops when you're watching the trailer. So you hear that part in the trailer, and then it shows a bunch of like what the critics are saying about it.
Yeah.
And the critics are saying, no way this movie just went there. And it was like all this like shocking stuff. So I'm thinking, I don't really want to watch a rape movie.
Yeah, if that's where this is going, I do not like it.
Oh, no. So I was weeks ago when I watched the trailer. I was like, I'm not really in the mood to watch a rape movie at this moment.
Yeah. At this moment. Maybe when I'm in the mood later.
Maybe when I really want to have something really fucked up in my brain, I'll watch it. But, well, I guess last night I took the risk because
I've ran out of porn on Pornhub. I've been on X videos. I guess I'll watch a rape film.
Well, once I saw him like
this is my last resort.
In the beginning of the movie, once I saw him like making love, I'm like, well, it's not really like. It's weird if he rapes her now because they've already had sex.
It's consensual rape.
Yeah. So in the movie, she wakes up and she's saying that. She's like, "Are you going to rape me?" And he's like, "No." And he looks at her and he says, "I'm going to sell your meat." And what he does is he keeps these women in his house and he cuts off parts of them while keeping them alive because he is a surgeon. And he sells their meat to rich cannibals.
Keep
my meat
out your fucking mouth.
And the first thing he cuts off her is her butt, one of her butt cheeks.
Like a coyote.
Yeah.
That's what coyotes do to their prey.
Really?
They can't like defend them. Animals.
Nobody can defend their butt.
Nobody can defend their butt in wild.
I got in a butt lock in jiu-jitsu. I had no idea how to get out of it.
Yeah. I mean, Patrick had a freaking butt cramp in SpongeBob, so you just can't defend your butt. He was in the wild. He was in the ocean. That's the wildest of wilds.
Under a rock.
That's the wild, wet wild.
So after watching this movie, which was a really good movie, even though he's like a cannibal cutting up women and giving the meat to other, like selling the meat. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like super gory, which I kind of liked. It wasn't like this.
Well, thank God no one was raped.
Yeah.
Because that would have ruined it.
Yeah.
I would much rather have my butt.
A crazy sexual thing happens later in the movie, but I'm not going to.
Don't ruin that for me, but because now I got to watch it. This is more my style now that people are eating people's ass.
And there's a little bit of crazy sexual things, which I know you're a freak.
Yep, I am.
Poppy may be a lady in the streets, but he is a freak in the sheets.
Yeah.
What did all the girls in high school call you?
I don't even remember.
Razor blade ball NATO.
That was a nice one. Okay.
I could have been meaner and said the other one that they used to call you.
What was the other one? That was the only one I was playing dumb. That was the only one I ever heard.
Pinecone micro fuck.
It gets stupefied.
You remember that? They always called you the Pinecone MF.
Yeah. Well, it's just like it's like the perfect shape, but the most unperfect texture for those that, you know what I mean? Those that need babied into the anal verse.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a...
Not me, buddy.
It's like a piece of shrubbery.
I jumped in ass first.
Do you think if you were... we're going to go through two scenarios here. Let's say you're trapped in a cannibal's
body. It's my mind, but I'm trapped in a cannibal's body.
That happens, man. Trans cannibalism.
Mm-hmm.
It's a thing.
I identify as cannibal.
You get stupefied. I couldn't click the button quick enough. I had to say it. Let's say you're trapped in you have one handcuff on one hand, trapped in a room.
What's it attached to?
Just it's a cement room.
What's it attached to?
A fucking cement room.
Oh, okay, like the wall. Yeah, like chained. I'm chained to the wall.
Yeah. Do you think that first off, do you think that you could would you chew off your own hand to escape something like that? Would you break your hand and get out of it? I definitely would.
I have one question. How long is this my first day? First day chained to a wall?
Yeah.
No.
You'd wait it out?
I'd wait for a minute.
60 seconds?
Because what if you're saying that the cannibal or person selling the meats, like Arby's.
Cannibals, we have the meats.
Bum. What if he like fucked up and accidentally because it didn't sound like he was chopping off their meat while they were awake.
No, he was a surgeon.
So he would like put them under. So what if he accidentally cut my hand off while I was asleep, and then my handcuff is off, and then I just walk out?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna like go through that scenario first, and then once I start running out of room, it's like, oh shit, I should probably eat. It's like now I should eat my arm, or chew off my arm.
Yeah.
I'd still take it with me. I think that's what some people don't realize is that if you chew your arm off, then you can just slip the hand off the other way and just walk out with it. You can use it as a projectile. You know, if there's one thing that I know is that people who sell human meat can't catch. They were never athletes, ever.
No, they're fucking weirdos.
Yeah.
Actually, I take that back because
they're biologists.
I don't think they weren't athletes because I'm pretty sure there's like native people in other parts of the world who still eat people, and they're like warriors in the fucking village.
Well, tell them to hit me up on the basketball court and see what happens.
Amen to that, brother.
I will 1v1 any freaking native warrior cannibal.
Honestly,
on the basketball court for my ass. Oh, you want my ass? 1v1 me, bitch.
I'll 1v1 any cannibal, period. And you know me, I'm not like a great hooper, but I'm a hooper. Deep down. Like, you know that cannibal's going to take a couple of those.
You have the heart of a hooper.
Yeah.
Everything else is kind of blah.
Yeah.
But you mean well.
Why am I not good at basketball?
You're a spaz.
But I'm good at football. I'm horrible at basketball.
Well, because that's like a true context where nobody really cares. Like if you were a corner in football trying to guard a receiver, you'd probably get flagged all the time because you're always touching people.
Yeah,
you're a pretty aggressive toucher.
Yeah, but
you're a toucher. You're a feeler.
I'm just not
You're a caresser. You're a groper.
I can bounce between my legs, I can basketball like that, but I promise you, I can still beat a cannibal. I can still whip a cannibal in basketball.
It's not your offense that's the problem. It's the defense.
I go too hard.
Yeah, but here's the thing. My dad always said, if you don't have 3 fouls in a game, you weren't hustling. So, Lord knows you were hustling.
Tom Stedman knows a thing or two about it.
And if there's one thing I know about white people in basketball, is that the classic stereotype is, oh, but he hustles. Oh, he's not a good shot, but he hustles.
Yeah, I like his hustle.
Yeah, he's our 8th man.
So I didn't know a thing about basketball when I was a kid playing youth league. So I just knew when the other team grabbed the ball, it was a race. I picture in my head as a race. I had to be the first person down to the other side. And I always tried to be. And one time I remember our friend Buddy going up for a layup, but I was trying to beat him down there. He was on the other team, and I jumped up, and I just basically like jumped into him.
Yep.
Made him jump right in like hit
And that
the
was
wall. And I remember my mom in the crowd going, "Oh, come on, Jake."
and
Like,
that was
she was like mad that I
and that was the birth of your basketball stereotype.
It gets stupefied.
Now how would a cannibal play youth league basketball? Do you think he'd be just trying to sneak in some licks? Like
a cannibal would play youth league basketball.
he'd play some tight defense.
He'd probably be on everybody. He'd play really tight defense, and he would sneak in a butt slap every now and then.
Oh, he'd sneak in a butt lick.
He'd butt lick all of it.
Steven Buttlick.
He'd Steven butt lick everybody.
Yeah, his name is Steven Buttlick.
Yeah. And that's part of the reason why he became a cannibal, because his name was so weird.
Yeah, that's true. I think there's definitely a correlation between people's names and how they turn out in life.
There's a dark psychological seed from his past that has just grown into a tree of cannibalism. You know what I'm saying?
It gets stupefied.
Dude, am I at a slam poetry contest right now?
Wake up!
Deep down in the in the tree of cannibalism.
I want to do a podcast sometime where we kind of dive into both. Like, we'll do one where we dive into my music tastes, and we're going to find the root of what it came from, and we're going to do one of yours, and we'll find the root. And I thought about that today, and I was thinking, Poppy's slam poetry. He used to love slam poetry.
Yeah.
Remember that guy? He had all the cool tattoos in the YouTube videos. He was cool.
Yeah, Levi the poet.
Yeah, he was cool. He's like the only cool one I've ever seen, though.
He was like, I like porn. Now I don't.
Did he say that?
Yeah.
He said that one?
Yeah. He's like, I'm addicted to porn. Now I'm not.
He said that for real?
Yeah, that was his whole thing.
I'll have to look up this porn addict.
Be careful how you look that up. Porn addict. Kind of, what was I looking up yesterday? We were looking up something.
Asian lady boy. you said that there was some funny YouTube video with an Asian lady boy.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't find it though. It said it was like, "Oh, you're a really pretty girl," and he goes, "But I'm not a lady." He goes, "What? I'm lady boy," because it's like a foreign Asian.
Yeah, a foreign Asian.
Trans or something. We really don't know. It's kind of open ended.
We don't know.
But the whole point of the video is the guy's like, "Oh, you're not a boy, are you?" Because he was like actually hitting on her. And he's like, "I'm lady boy."
Yeah. We don't know her.
Yeah, and when you look up Asian lady boy video on Google, it is not good.
Yeah. We don't know their gender or their sexuality.
No. We just know what they were telling us.
But it was funny because the person shooting the video was a straight male looking for a girl.
And I'm lady boy.
Yeah.
I'm lady boy. And it was
Do you think
hilarious.
Do you think that you would be able to eat under the right circumstances? Would you eat human flesh?
Under the right circumstances? Absolutely.
Like what would those circumstances be?
Like minimum? Are you talking about the minimum circumstances?
Like put me in the scenario.
The least extreme scenario where I'm eating a person.
Yeah. I mean, or the most extreme. I mean, whatever it would take to get you to eat a person.
Okay, so I'm saying the least extreme thing, like my baseline of cannibalism. I like walk into a speakeasy that it's just like, hey, this is what we have before the show starts. You walk in and they have like a menu for you, and they're like, and this one says like,
wait, did you say Euphoria?
No,
I think you said Men Euphoria. It's a great show. Go for it again.
I love the men in Euphoria.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Fez,
he's the best.
Delicious. Now I'd eat him.
Yeah, he'd probably taste cinnamony.
Cinnamony.
Okay. Thanks for correcting me.
and get stupefied.
But you walk into a speakeasy, check out the menu, and what?
And it says, you're looking at all the things, and it says like Thai, Mesopotamian, and then you see one that's like, you go through like it says Brazilian, and you're like, that says Caucasian.
Whoa.
And we don't have any culture, so it's like, what is that? And they're like, oh, do you want to try it? And then they tell me later on after I try it that I ate a white dude.
No.
And then I'd go,
That's not what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying. I'm saying that's the least extreme version.
Yeah, you got tricked. You didn't know.
Okay, I'm
saying
saying after the fact I went, and if I liked it, I go,
give me two.
Give me 2 Caucasians.
One for now and one for at home.
Give me 2 Caucasian and a Blasian, please.
Give me 2 Caucasian and a Blasian Cajun.
Yeah, can I get a Blasian Cajun breast?
And a white guy calf.
And a white guy kneecap bone marrow. Just call me Liver King.
Can I get the Hispanic guy soup? And a black armpit. With Tabasco.
Yeah. Can I?
My if I had to eat somebody, it would be the most, because I want to let you know there's a disease that you can get from cannibalism. It's called Kuru. It's like Kuru. And what happens when you eat it? It's like you remember in the Book of Eli, that movie when when they're like, oh, he's got the shakes because the people had been eating human meat.
Yep,
that's a real thing.
Yeah,
whenever you eat human meat, you can get this disease, and it basically makes you tremble, and eventually it does kill you. It's like a brain disease.
Yeah,
but so knowing that, I feel like you could cook that out of the meat, though, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just do it well done, right?
Yeah. No red, please. Can I? Hey,
make it dry as fuck.
Can I get some Saudi Arabian, no pink?
Yeah. Give me and put some salt on it.
Yeah. And they're like, what?
I want to taste the sand.
Yeah, exactly. And then also it's like, they say tell you when, and it's not pepper, it's ground up toenails. You like that?
No.
Is that enough?
I'll get when.
You don't have to be so rude about it.
I feel like you're diving into this restaurant of human meat. Yeah, you might be cornering a market here.
I would hope I'm cornering a market.
How many markets of human meat are there in the world? Like gourmet human meat. In the movie that I was watching, the guy was making like pasta, and instead of meatballs, it was just like a hunk of human meat, and the girl eats it, and he's like, this is a $30,000 meal you're eating right now. And the girl's just fucking eating it because she's tricking him, trying to escape.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I think I would. In survival mode, I would eat a person. No doubt, dude.
Hannibal Lecter.
Give me a freaking. What do you think the tastiest part of a human is? I always said this: tenderloin, the meat along your spine, man. That's how it is on a deer. That's why I figure on the human it's probably pretty good like that too.
Mine wouldn't be. Mine'd be tough. Mine would be tough. Mine wouldn't be. Mine would be more like.
We put it in the smoker for 24 hours. I'm sure it wouldn't be that tough.
I tell you, what? Yeah, it would. Smoking a meat for that long?
I think that's how long they do it, right? They do like 12 hours or something. I said 24, but
yeah,
whatever time you put smoker meat in.
Yeah, fuck it. What am I? What am I, a Midwest dad? I don't know.
We don't have any kids.
No, I don't have a smoker.
When your friends get their girlfriends pregnant though, because they start talking about smokers and.
Yeah, they used to go and do activities out this way. Now they got to bring all their activities to them because they can't get far away from the house.
Yeah.
Garage planning. So I think the tastiest part of a person would, honestly, you were making fun of it, but I'd say probably the armpit meat. The armpit meat of a young 18-year-old girl would probably be pretty good.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I would devour the armpit of an 18-year-old girl if I was a cannibal.
That's the thing too. It's like they say like grass-fed beef. You could do that same thing with human meat.
Like only feed them grass.
Yeah, Dorito fed white girl armpit. It's like dude, that was too long of a ooh. Dude, that was too long.
Hey, I'm just being honest.
Well, my thing is, I think halfway through your ooh, you were trying to say it was like a bad thing, and then you were thinking about it while you're saying it, and you actually changed your mind through it. You're like, ooh,
dude, you know your mom makes that chicken, and then she'll crunch up Cheetos.
Yeah, people chicken.
You imagine people?
Oh, I know. Oh, dude. I mean,
put 1,000 Island dressing on a person too.
What
like
kind of person would you put cheese on? You know what I mean? Like what part of because you wouldn't do that with everything.
You'd have to be a tight muscle, maybe forearms or calves.
Yeah. The delicacy is going to be like
the cheeks. I'm just kidding. That would be fatty.
No, I was gonna say like a delectable dessert would be like chocolate covered lips or something.
Yeah, like I'm looking at you right now. I'm like, I looked at your eyes for a minute. I'm like, I wonder what Poppy's eyes taste like. Like maybe we should stop talking about this. You might not wake up with an eye tomorrow.
I watched a show one time called Meat Eater where he shoots a caribou and then he pulls the eye out and eats a little bit of fat behind it. And he says it tastes like bread dough. You have to eat it while the caribou's still warm.
What the fuck? What a fucking weirdo. I'm just kidding.
Well, that is kind of weird, isn't it?
No, I want to try that.
It tastes like raw bread dough. Let's just go. Dude, there's probably a caribou out here by this trailer park over here. They probably got pet caribous over there. Trailer park people got weird pets. Like these guys, like, they're meth heads, so they just got chihuahuas.
Well, you're pointing in this direction?
Yeah.
So there's only one trailer there.
Well, there's
a trailer park that way.
Well, that way, yes. There's
I feel like that's a nice trailer park.
I've ran through there.
Is it nice?
It's okay. This one over here.
It's just a lot of land.
That's like an assortment of. It's like someone kept trying to put a trailer there, and then they kept failing. Like their ideas kept failing. Like, let's do the trailer and do this inside, and then they tore it apart. Then they took all the good parts out of that one and put it in this one, put it in this one, put it in this one, and there's like 4 of them over there.
Yeah,
but only one is habitable.
Right. Yeah, I'm the kind of person I don't want to keep. If I have a yard, I want to keep my yard big.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep like trying to live in a certain area of my yard and be like, I'm not living there anymore. Next.
Right.
Next.
Right. So yeah, you should probably stay in this. You should live in the house part of the yard, and in the yard part of the yard, you just kind of mow that.
That would be a really nice piece of property.
Yeah, just something without a bunch of trailers on it.
It's kind of flat. I mean, it's not just trailers though. I just have like sheds and broken down cars, and then a trampoline that's fucked up, and another trampoline that's broken too.
That kid jumps on the trampoline in his boxers.
Dang, man.
Caught him one time when you threw the frisbee over the edge of the thing. I caught him.
Dang. Do you see his little wiener?
No. Thank God.
Thank God.
Yeah.
We probably couldn't hang out anymore if you were over there peeping Tom.
Yeah. People don't even like think like they're just over there just doing God knows what, who's nuts, who's knows what's it for. It's, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Who's knows it's for it's what.
And
they're over there. You know what's also over there?
What?
It's also a little motocross track. They like race their bikes and stuff.
Yeah. It's a pump track.
It's like a 13-year-old's heaven over there.
Yeah. Okay. Scenario. Everybody's seen the whole crash the plane. You're in a winter wonderland. It's not Christmas. There's wolves. No elves, just wolves. Santa Claus? Nope. There's a polar bear.
Wait a minute. A plane crashed and you're in like Antarctica and it's not Christmassy. It's dangerous.
Yeah, there's no elves. There's wolves. You know, Santa, polar bear, holding Coca-Cola. Thank God for caffeine, you know. But everybody's seen that movie. What's our movie? What happens to us when we have to eat each other?
Okay, so.
And first off, are we in love or are we just friends?
All right, this kind of gets me to the only time I would ever eat a human.
Okay.
Is I would have to be on my last limb.
Go on with the fantasy.
And I couldn't kill you to eat you. Like, just know in a survival situation, once I die, you can eat me. And the only way I would ever kill you is if you try to kill me first.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to kill you, but I would sabotage you to death. Like, I wouldn't physically kill you, but I would, like, pull things out from under you when you're trying to balance on something. Yeah. You know, or, like, you're like, hey, is this rope secure? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
it's tied to this tree.
Well, now knowing that, just know that I'm on guard. But,
as you should.
Let's say
we're in the wild, wild north.
Let's say you're just sleeping one night and you roll over and you accidentally snap your neck. Okay. Maybe the next day after I grieve for a little bit.
Yeah.
I'd have to start eating you. I would eat you once because I couldn't keep your body fresh enough to keep eating you.
Well, where are we? One.
Well, I guess you're right. If we are in the Antarctic, you'd be frozen. So I guess I could keep eating you. If we're on a tropical island, though, probably just going to eat you once, man. Probably just going to, honestly, I'll probably eat your calves.
Well, here's the thing. If you're going to eat me, make sure you slice me into slim strips and then make a fire. Have sticks across the top.
Like jerky.
And make sure you smoke me to be dry so that that prevents me from going spoiled. I just don't want you to eat me and then you die because of me. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
If I'm already dead.
Okay.
You know.
Whenever we're in a situation, okay, let's say I just like die and you have to eat me.
What'd you do to die?
I just died. I just decided to.
Like I woke up, got out of bed, and I was like, ooh. Walked over to your room, and you're just dead.
Yep.
Your cat's like digging at your eyes a little bit.
Man, I'm not that much dead. I'm like maybe an hour dead.
Yeah, but your cat's like kind of hungry.
But in that situation, survival situation, are you going to cry about it like a little baby bitch? Or are you going to feast on me? Like, what are you going to do?
That was a nice one. Okay.
So I think survival situation. Okay, my situation where I'd eat you. Okay, we wake up. I hear a fire, like an alarm out in the distance. Woo! I'm like, what the fuck? What just happened? I come outside. The Swedish invaded, right? We're like, there's so many Swedish people here. There's Swedish people. There's Swedish fish. You know, Haribo gummy bears coming down from the skies.
Trolleys, gummy worms coming out of the ground.
Daggone, it's like, what the fuck? So I'm like, okay, what's going on here? You and me, you're not dead yet. We're running.
Oh,
we got backpacks on. We're running. We're getting the fuck out of here. We're not letting the Swedish take us alive. That's what you said. I'm not letting them take me alive. I'm like, bet. We know where that's going. That was a little foreshadowing for you. We're running. There's snipers on the ridges, you know.
Okay, we're in a canyon now.
Well, it's Appalachia, you know.
Okay, I was thinking
there's always an up.
And my fantasy was like a tropical island. I just didn't know where we were.
We're right here.
Okay.
We're right here. We're running now.
In our house.
Yes.
Okay, so this cannibal fantasy is switched. We're in our house, and Swedish invaded. We're just running, and we got snipers after us.
Yeah. I woke you up, and you're like, I'm not letting the Swedish take me alive.
I get my backpack.
Yeah.
You have your backpack.
Yeah.
And we're sprinting.
I grabbed a long, oblong, hard object from the house.
A cane.
Probably a piece of that chair over there. I don't know. And I also, and right before we leave, I go, hey, man, don't forget your phone charger. You're like, okay, cool.
And I have that and my sword.
And you have your supercharger and your sword. And we bring Honky along with us. He's our scout. Mm-hmm. So we're running. Get the fuck out of here, you know. And we go over. We're on the edge of Cheat Lake. thinking that we're going to be able to find like a pontoon boat on the docks with a key in it. We're just praying. It's like, if we can get on a Cheat Lake and go upriver, maybe we can make it up to Albright, where nobody ever goes because Swedish don't even know that Albright exists.
I feel like there's already cannibals in Albright.
Well, that's the other part. So we get up there. We evaded the Swedes. But
hell yeah.
But now there's cannibals.
Zoinks.
And we're like, okay, what, they're just coming out. They're crawling out of the houses on all fours like the upside down people.
They're possessed.
Yeah, like they're doing the London Bridge at us, crawling at us.
They're some real freaks.
All we're trying to do is ask directions for our next place to go, and they're walking on all fours,
wanting to eat us,
doing the crab walk,
Yeah.
And so then I'm like, dude, I don't know what to do, Jake. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? And so then you tell me what would we do next? Because I'm out of ideas.
I say, okay, here's what we're gonna do. There's a gas station over there. We're gonna go inside, and I'm gonna act like I'm eating you, so they think I'm one of them. And as soon as they fall for my trickery,
yeah,
the art of illusion, I cut their throat, and then they're dead. So then we just have a gas station full of food, full of soda and pop and beer. And we're good to go.
For a minute. We got pepperoni rolls for days.
I mean, we're good for a few days.
Yeah, we got like the pizza that's probably 6 days old, but it's on that rotating thing.
And I'll eat stale pizza in an emergency situation.
So we're there for a minute.
A month.
Maybe 2.
Dang.
And we're just like pepperoni rolled out, and we're starting to get delirious.
I'm wanting some pasta or something else.
The Swedes have taken over. They killed all the cannibals.
Oh, so
we've been barred in there. We've been barred in there, and it's been a couple of months. They don't even know. The Swedish, they don't even use gas stations. They just drive Teslas.
Yeah.
So they've never even stopped there to check it out. So we've been rationing ourselves nearly to death
for
2 months.
I'm so sick of Oreos and gum.
It's like I can't swallow any more gum. I'm getting backed up. My digestional tract is getting backed up. If only we had some meat. So I say, Jake, listen. If it helps our digestion, can I eat 9 of your 10 toes, and you can eat 4 of my fingers, because you have really tiny toes, but I have large fingers for the size of my palms. Huh?
I couldn't walk then.
You could walk. You'd just be off kilter a little bit. We'd call you kickstand because you have one toe to hold you up.
Yeah.
And you're like,
I like that nickname. So
would you do that for me? Would you?
Yeah, to earn that nickname, kickstand, that'd be cool.
What would I be? Because I'd be like this.
Thumbjack.
Thumbjack.
Hey, thumb boy. Hey, thumb.
Thumby.
Thumby. Hey, thumb hand. I like thumb hand.
Well, here's the thing. We get tired of all that. We eat each other for a little bit, and we're like, I kind of like the taste of human meat.
Tastes good.
We get outside the quick stop, because that's what it is.
Yeah.
Go outside. We're looking around. There's no humans to be found. There's wildlife aplenty.
Yeah.
We could kill any of the wildlife with our bare hands. They're so tame now. They haven't seen a human in 2 months.
They're just like, who are you?
They're like,
in 2 months.
They're like, what's up?
The deer looking at us like, what's that?
Yeah. They're like getting high.
Everybody's smoking weed.
It's a wildlife rave.
The Swedish taking over has made it pretty sweet, if you know.
Yeah. Very Swede.
It gets stupefied.
And so, and we start noticing that all the wildlife are heading a certain way.
Yeah.
But we're like, man, we really want to find some
humans. Let's find a little kid and kill him and eat him.
Yeah, let's find somebody. So we're like, but where are those? Why aren't there any humans around? We don't see any humans around. All the wildlife is headed towards this loud thumping noise. And they're like, man, we see some lights over there. We start going over there. There's a whole animal rave going on.
Skrillex. It's a fucking playing for the animals.
Yeah, Skrillex is playing.
Who knew he was so environmentally
And that other
friendly?
guy that plays that song. "And the fucking animal. Boom."
DJ Snake.
Oh no, that's not that. Is it DJ Snake?
I think so.
Animals, whatever. I don't know.
We like DJ Snake either way.
I only like Limp Bizkit. So I don't know who the song is by.
Shut the fuck up.
So we hear that.
Yeah.
"Oh, the fucking animal." So we go up there like, dude, there's Skrillex and that other guy, DJ Snake. Technically, he's a human, even though his name is Snake.
Yeah. And Skrillex, he's a human too, even though his name is a robot's name.
Right. Then we just eat him. And so we kind of got...
Dude. I don't think Skrillex would taste very good at all.
I would totally eat Skrillex.
Man, he probably tastes like chemicals.
Probably.
Not the good ones, though.
Chemicals and sick bass drops.
You'd eat them and you'd be like...
Whoa, 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 whoa.
That's what your farts would sound like afterward. Oh, I just ate Skrillex.
You know the first joke I'd make if I ate Skrillex?
What?
I'd cut his arm off, and I'd cut his arm, and I'd bend it. I go, bang-a-rang.
Do we eat DJ Snake?
I think, honestly, we were so hooked on Skrillex.
I think he got away.
Yeah, well, it was kind of like we were so in the mood for human meat that he actually morphed into a snake while we were
And slithered into some crawdad hole and got away.
Yeah.
So-
So honestly, that would be the way I would eat you. Is I would eat all your toes, call you kickstand, and then we'd eat Skrillex.
But we'd still be alive. Yeah, I'd have pieces of you in me too.
And I'd have pieces of you and me.
Yeah. Old kickstand and thumbo.
Does that make us gay?
Probably.
If you've been in me?
Yeah, probably.
Last two guys alive.
Been in each other.
Homosexuals.
I was going to say that. Homosexuality.
And that.
Eating your friend's toes.
And then,
dude,
we'd never be able to.
Why did you pick my toes? That's like the grossest part of a person.
Because I feel like you could still function.
I couldn't be able to walk.
I knew that I knew my fingers would get fat from eating all the pepperoni rolls, and your toes would be so skinny. I was taking the L for you. It's like
I appreciate it.
These are like fish sticks,
Yeah,
the good kind, good. $8.
That'd be good. Honestly, it'd be good. I bet the meat falls right off the bone.
Oh yeah. In that gas station rotisserie, you know it's good.
Are there any celebrities out there that you think are so rich that they've tried human meat? Do you think there's actually people like that out there? Like
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. He took a weird turn in life.
I think Tom Cruise. Oh, yeah. He's crazy.
I think he wears their face.
Yeah, while he's jerking off.
I think he cuts the dick skin off of him, peels it back, puts it on his.
Like a human condom.
Yeah, and then he'll do this. Oh, people dicks. Oh, my fingers. I got dicks for fingers. That's what he does.
Tom Cruise more like Tom Finger Dick. All right.
It gets stupefied.
That would be weird, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You walk in the room, there's Tom Cruise. Dick skin on his fingers.
The movie made it seem like there's just this like secret alliance of people who are so rich that they are obsessed with just fucking weird shit that nobody else can have. Do you think there's people like that in the world?
Yeah.
That are just obsessed with things that they know that other people can't afford, so they do it anyway?
NFTs.
That I see. I don't agree with that because I think people who buy and sell NFTs are people who are obsessed with gambling. They're obsessed with the risk.
So the stock market are gambling addicts.
Yep, I think so. They love the risk. It's exciting to win and lose.
So Steph Curry just buys Board Ape Yacht Club NFT, and he's a risk taker.
Absolutely.
Well, he just owns it just cause. That's the whole point.
I'm sure he owns it now, but when NFTs came out, the people who buy and sell and like make major money,
people who flip things, is a different story.
Yeah, and that's a lot of NFT people are. Like even the people who do that with Pokemon cards. Buying and set, like going and buying 400 packs of Pokemon cards to open it up and try to find the one that's worth like $200,000. Like that's a risk. That's a gamble.
That's such a. My thing is, I'm saying, you're like, oh, you're paying all this money for something that nobody else can have, which is the exact idea of NFTs, because this is only one just like this. That's the whole point of NFTs. That's what I was saying.
Oh, so
I'm not talking about people who buy them. I'm saying the exact actual idea of NFTs is based behind that exact idea.
Okay. I get what you're saying. So I thought you were saying something else.
So yes, I think that is part of that culture.
You think people who like to buy one-off NFTs are
it's just a flexing thing. If
I fucking eat human meat.
If eating human meat was a form of flexing, guaranteed people would do it, no matter how bad it made them sick. Then they get stomach pumps. They would have a built-in stomach pump. People would be so rich they're eating human meat. They're like, hey man, this guy was an old NBA player, and he eats them, and then he just pumps it right out their stomach so they can just say they ate it. They'll do anything if it makes them look cool.
Yeah.
It's who is saying they're cool is what they're doing it for. Because why would you buy an NFT? Just let's say I'm just buying it because I think it's cool, or think it's cool. Why would I spend $10 million on it unless it's just a flex?
Yeah.
Same thing with a car. I mean, you're doing it. Yes, you're doing it for you, but you wouldn't, if nobody knew what it was worth, you wouldn't buy a really, really, really expensive car.
Right.
There's a difference between $0 to $100,000 car, and then after that, it's like, oh, you're just buying it because.
You're just buying it because you're flexing.
Yeah, so, me, I wouldn't be able to afford the good human meat.
You'd probably be buying, like, fried human meat, you think?
Yeah.
Frozen one?
I'd probably be buying, like, dog human meat. Like
the kind you feed to a dog?
Like apocalypse happens. People are breeding with animals because they're fucked up. I eat the dog human meat.
It's like a dog hybrid with a human.
It's like cat dog, but human dog.
Yeah.
Where does cat dog shit anyways?
Probably out of cloaca.
Well, you don't see it. So
it's probably because it's a kid's show. It's always probably behind the angle of the camera.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, think about it. Cat, dog. Cat's got a shit, and dog's got a shit. So does dog shit out cat's mouth, and cat shit out dog's mouth?
Maybe. Maybe how they always made dogs so doofy. And the cat was like...
Doofy?
And the cat was like smart and sinister.
Yeah.
It's actually how cats and dogs are, kind of. Dogs are super friendly and naive, and cats are just...
You think you're a cat or a dog?
I'm a dog, probably.
Damn.
I'm a dog, but I'm a cat person, though.
I'm not even a cat person. Just because we have cats doesn't mean I'm a cat person.
Yeah. Well...
I'd rather have, like, a beaver. That'd be awesome.
I mean, I'm definitely... Like, I love James Franco, like our cats, and I already kind of like them. But like, Beef's dog, our buddy. Ozzy, he's so good. That's the reason why people are dog people, because there are dogs that are just fucking great and awesome, and they're trained well, and they're great. But whenever you meet somebody and they have like a shitty dog, that makes me not a dog person. That makes me go, I don't even want to be around this thing.
See, here's the thing.
And we've talked about this. I had a dog bite my nutsack one time.
Yeah, no doubt. And I am sorry that has scarred you in your brain and also on your nutsack.
It's okay.
Here's my idea of the perfect dog. Man, I can't get this out of my throat.
Cough. Take a drink and cough.
Was that a cough? Was that a cough?
Drink that. Feel better?
No.
You want me to punch you in the neck?
Yeah. So the best dog is one that's not so good. Ozzy, he's a great dog, but I wouldn't want him. You know why? Because in a zombie apocalypse, or what we just went through in our little excursion where we ate Skrillex, we're stuck in that gas station. You know, if you have too good of a dog when a zombie apocalypse happens or something like that, an invasion, you're going to have to eat that dog at some point, or it's going to die at some point.
That would be sad.
I've watched I Am Legend. So you don't want too good of a dog, because too good of a dog won't leave your side and go attack like the whatever zombies or like whatever, the flesh-eating people.
Cannibals. Vampires. Toad humans.
Yeah.
Swedish.
The Swedes. So, but you don't want too bad of a dog, because then he'll just like run off and do whatever. You need one that's kind of in the middle, so you don't mind too much, and then you're like eating them, having a nice dinner, candlelit dinner with no electricity.
Yeah.
And you're eating them during it, and you're like, thank you so much.
Dude.
Thanks, Chance. I love it.
Now that we're talking about this, dude, you didn't do On This Day with Today's Prey yet today. And I still have to do the movie thing at the end of the episode, so you should probably get on that.
On this day. Whew. On this day with Today's Prey. Did you know that in 18,000 BC, the spoon was invented?
No, I didn't. How do you know that?
So I Googled it. I'm a Googler. I'm a big Wikipedia guy. So, but it actually wasn't, the spoon wasn't invented. It was the bowl.
Wait a minute.
The bowls was.
You just said it was invented.
Listen.
And then you said it wasn't invented? Well, which is it?
It gets stupefied.
You just stupefied me.
So no. Listen. So, but they didn't call it a spoon yet. They just called it a long bowl.
A long bowl.
Yeah. So the bowl was invented way before that, because that's what you put all your food in, so you ate out of it. No one ever had plates. That was just a rock next to the fire back in these days.
Yeah.
Neanderthals. They're like, man, my meat's kind of runny.
Put it in
I got to put it in a curved plate. So then they called it a bowl. And I'm like, man, if only I had another bowl that was a little bit longer to eat that out of that bowl. So then they actually just made that big bowl with a handle so they could heat it up over the fire. They're like, man, that's way too hot. If you put the long bowl over the fire and then try to eat it, it's too hot. Yeah. So what they did is they'd put smaller long bowls in the creek. Remember, this is caveman times. So it would be our refrigerator.
Whoa.
And then they would have cold long bowls in their big bowl, and then they'd eat it and be the perfect temperature.
So on this day, April 11th, 18,000 BC, the spoon was invented, but it wasn't.
Not only was the spoon invented, they didn't call it the spoon.
But
you know what they called it? In 18,000 BC, you know what they called a spoon?
What? Well.
So
thank you.
They invented what you thought you were inventing, which was a cold spoon for your hot soup.
but they just was a. Just
we've reverted back, dude. I swear that we've reverted back.
History repeats
in
itself.
time. Evolution is just the cavemen were the smartest people because they actually had to keep inventing things.
All ages and races.
Now we're just all dumb as fuck.
Yeah, we just have iPhones. We just like can order groceries and just like not really have to, if I want to know about cannibalism, I just Google it. I'm not inventing anything.
Yeah. Turn off my lights. Turn off my Wi-Fi for a day. See how I do. Horrible.
Yeah, you're probably not going to know a lot of new things.
Well, I'm not going to be able to do anything.
They're going to be able to communicate with nobody.
We won't be able to put our podcast out. Nope. I won't be able to play Halo. I won't be able to look up Asian Ladyboy.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Say goodbye to all the fucking cool information.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Well,
the longbow was invented.
Well, the movie that came out to end the podcast, the movie that came out on April 11th, 2001 was Joe Dirt. You've seen it. I've seen it. It's one of the greatest movies ever made. Joe Dirt is played by David Spade. And you know what David Spade looks like, but I'm going to show you a picture of David Spade and his dad real quick. This is what David Spade and his dad looks like. Yeah, his dad, he used to be a stud. He definitely had a boat in college.
Do you think that was just really bright light, or do you think he's just really what is he?
He's a stud, man. He's a handsome guy.
Let me do
tiny eyes.
I'm going to do an impersonation of what he sounded like during that picture.
Yeah. Another actor in that movie was Kid Rock.
Kid Rock.
The actor. Yeah. He's known for his acting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He was the one that got slapped by Will Smith.
That was a nice one. Okay.
This is a picture of Kid Rock and his dad.
They look at them. Take the hat off of them. It's the same guy.
Yeah.
Exactly the same.
I think
they got the same damn teeth.
I think the two actors' dads,
they're hand twins.
Look similar. Yeah, they are hand twins. Who do you think would win in a beer chugging contest? Kid Rock's dad or David Spade's dad?
Well, David Spade's dad got that mouth. He's got a big mouth. He can get a whole pint.
Yeah.
And he's got a wee little mouth. But he looks like he's done some different things besides chugging beer. That's the least of his issues. So I think he wouldn't even think of it as a contest.
What, Kid Rock's dad?
Yeah, Kid Rock's dad doesn't even think of it as a contest. He's like, why don't we do a meth contest? See who does the most meth.
See, I think David Spade's dad, frat guy.
Oh, yeah.
Owned a boat in college.
Has a yacht.
He's practiced
Owned a boat in college.
Yeah. His dad owned a boat in college.
Yeah.
He's definitely chugged some Bud Lights in his day.
Okay, well, one thing, let's set the stage here. What kind of beer are they chugging?
Bud Light, just a single Bud
Light. A single Bud Light, not even multiple.
Nope, just not even two. Just one.
They're shotgunning a beer.
Yep.
I'm going to go with Kid Rock's dad.
I'm going to go with David Spade's dad.
Well, he's got that mouth, but if you're shotgunning, that little mouth with the crooked teeth, like mine, that's completely made for shotgunning a beer.
Yeah.
It's a Bud Light vacuum.
Yeah, it's true.
See, David Spade's dad, there's too much room to get lost. David Spade's dad would just eat the can. Now, if it was a can, it was a Bud Light eating contest, he'd win.
Here's what I think. David Spade's kind of a geek, so his dad definitely was cool at one point in time. Didn't give him enough love. He became a comedian just to get his dad's love. Kid Rock's dad.
That's a lot of words and a lot of mouths.
Kid Rock's dad was strict, and he was the geek, and that's why Kid Rock came out so wild. So
you think he was strict?
Yeah, I mean, Kid Rock is fucking was crazy back in the day. He was nuts.
Or do you think he embraced them as like, get out there, summer of '69 or whatever?
I don't think that's the right song, but you're close.
Werewolves of London.
Yeah, that's Kid Rock. So I'm gonna go with David Spade's dad could chug a Bud Light quicker than Kid Rock's dad.
I'm still saying I think.
Yeah, that's okay.
Look at your mouth. Look at my mouth.
Did you open it?
See?
So tiny.
If you do a small hole shotgunning, I'm going to be able to suck it out quicker because the tube is smaller. Now let's say, this changes things though, but what if your opening of your mouth is big? See, you could probably eat this microphone. See, I can't even, I could never even eat it. Ugh. Sorry, you guys driving to work. Sorry to blow out the bass on your stereo system.
Sorry to blow out the bass. I just got done feasting on Skrillex' femur.
Sorry to blow out your ass in your stereo system. But what if your esophagus is tighter? Is tighter? It's like a roll of quarters, and mine is super wide. Then there's an energy leak from my mouth, my super tight, lippy mouth, and then it's a wide gullet. That affects beer chugging.
Yeah.
And that's why I can never chug beers. And I think that is why you have a large mouth
and a tiny throat
and a tiny esophagus. I think that's why you always beat me. But I don't know if that's the case. That guy kind of looked, David Spade's dad, he kind of looked like he had a wide esophagus as well.
I think so too.
See, we're
thick
freaks
neck.
of nature, where he's like, yo, he could. How many hot dogs do you think he could fit in his mouth at once?
Oh,
at least
Lord.
10?
10.
10 and 6 in the throat?
Yeah, he's probably swallowing hot dogs whole.
Me? 2 hot dogs here, but 8 in the throat. You know what I mean? So I have an energy leak. Yeah.
I fit 8 in my mouth.
Yeah.
Probably 1 down the neck.
Yeah, possibly. Who knows?
Not me.
But I think that's why I'm going with Kid Rock's dad. And also, if you're doing if you're shotgunning, his one tooth he looks like he has a one tooth sharper than the rest. He just goes.
He could do it quicker. He would have an advantage just because he would be able to pop the holes in there quicker, as to where David Spade's dad would have to find a knife.
Speaking of shotgunning beers, our friend sent me a video the other day of a barber in town that he was cutting someone's hair, and then just in the middle of the haircut, he just goes, grabs a beer from his desk, gets right in front of him, and shotguns a beer right in front of his client while he's just by himself. And the guy's like this. He's just looking at it like very confused.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of like laughs and the video ends. That's almost more awkward than the whole Will Smith, Chris Rock thing.
Yeah, that's weird.
If someone goes, and he like turns him towards him too, so he has to look at him.
Yeah.
It's like, I know you're looking for that shock value of shotgunning a beer in a barbershop in front of your client. But that was the most awkward, icky way of doing it. I've never seen a more weird way. Yeah, it just looked weird.
Yeah. It wasn't like the client wasn't on the same level as like, I'm not, it wasn't like a friend. It was just like an actual client. Like, I'm not cool with you really drinking on the job.
Yeah.
It's like when I tattoo somebody after a long day, I will sometimes give them a beer.
Yeah.
Give them a shot of whiskey or something because it's fucking awful. But can you imagine their face if I was like, oh, we only got 2 more hours. I'll do one too. And like, it would just be weird. Like, I would never do
it's
that.
not even, it's like if they were face down and you were tattooing their back or something, and then they just hear a,
yeah.
You're like, what the fuck? And you just down a 6-pack.
Yeah.
You're like, what? And you're just like,
We're having fun, right?
I'm crazy.
Yeah.
It would be different if it was like he offered the guy one and then did it. But he was like being... It's not really
he was trying to be funny.
It's not funny if you're doing something like that at someone.
Yeah.
Go to a party, and when everyone walks in, even if you're at a party and people are showing up, and as soon as they knock on your door, you freaking cold stone someone's head. It's not as appealing as you would think it is in your head. So he thought, oh, man, that's really funny. This is going to be really funny. Yeah. And then the video, he's still laughing about it because he thinks it was funny. He did not capture it very well. It was actually pretty, like...
You have to show me.
It is hilarious.
You still have... You can still get it? Yeah, I want to see it.
And it is the stereotypical guy that would do that.
Okay. Yeah, I want to see that for sure. Everybody listening, if you want to give us a follow on Instagram... It is Today's Pray. Give us a follow on TikTok, Today's Pray Podcast. If you're interested in getting some ad space on our podcast, go ahead and shoot us a message. We will get that set up for you. This is our 41st episode. When you hit episode 40 as podcasters, you become professional podcasters, and we are glad to take the first episode as professional podcasters. And we did it, dude.
Yeah, you wore blue light glasses. I did the normal.
You're wearing an acid wash tee.
Is this tie dye or acid wash? No, it's not acid wash because it's not bleached.
Black tie dye.
I think it's a black and gray tie dye. Honestly,
damn. What do you?
This is a PacSun shirt.
Oh my gosh, are you feeling freaky right now?
Honestly, does this fit my chest well?
Yeah.
Really?
You got racks.
Does that look good?
You got racks, man. Your pecs are nice.
I actually shaved my nipples,
Is that the second nip slip of Today's Pray? Hold on.
No.
Oh, that's the second nip slip. You just witnessed the second nip slip. Watch our YouTube channel to see that nip slip. Oh,
third nip slip.
Jesus Christ.